Hello and good morning. Finally, we are out on a walk again. Maybe you guys know we went back to level 3 and I think we all had to do a little bit other stuff, but now we couldn't wait to go out on a walk again. So this morning, who is coming with us?
Good morning, it's James from Sausage Tree.
Morning, Carl here from Masadini.
Hi, I'm Matilda, I'm James's daughter.
So I think we should head towards our house because this week we had yet another kill by, as far as I know, the same lioness who's got the 2 youngish cubs. So to make the kill, and then she dragged whatever it was all the way across the riverbed to close to the waterhole stashed into the bush where the cubs were. But the following day she was gone.
Okay, but at least let's see if we find some remains. And
Yeah.
we had that side. It's beautiful on your side. Okay.
Okay.
So my teacher gave me a really cool tip if you're confusing lion and leopard. So with leopard, you can actually go like this on the back pad and it will fit in exactly here. So if you look here, you go like this, it fits perfectly, and here it fits perfectly. Whereas with a lion, it's quite a bit more disproportionate. So yeah, if you go like that, that's one way that we were taught.
Oh, we were just looking at this plant here because it's growing right on a midden. A midden is actually a collection of dung, and when you look closer you see lots of impala dung here. There's these little coffee beans, and but there's another midden below actually, and that's a black rhino midden.
There's a lot of little twigs in here. You can see these twigs have been cut off at a 45. James has also got one. Matilda, you also got a nice example there. So you can see there's a whole lot of them, and they're always around about a centimetre, maybe just over a centimetre big. And so that's very characteristic of black rhino. Also that sort of reddish brown colour. And I would suspect that these plants are something that the black rhino has eaten once upon a time and is now seeded and started growing.
We got a little visitor here, guys.
They're not shy, this one.
So these guys have really interesting nesting habits. A lot of people will tell you that if you are hunting birds, not to ever shoot any of these hornbills, because basically what they do when they nest is that they find a hole in a tree trunk. The female will go in and lay her eggs, and the male will patch up the hole with dirt, and they'll do this together, the female on one side, the male on the other, and they'll leave their tiny little hole just big enough for the female to bring her beak out so that the male can continue feeding her through the nesting season. And yeah, while she's in there, she will incubate the eggs, she'll pluck all her feathers off, completely take them apart and use them to cover up the eggs. And then once the eggs hatch, she will break down the wall, but then do it back up to keep the chicks in there and continue feeding them until they're big enough to leave.
Actually, it's very cool to walk with all these guys behind me, because the 4 of us, we are all qualified guides. And everybody has to tell a different story. And that's what I love about walking here. Lots of little stuff and different stories from different people.
Not a whole lot of those caterpillars that have clumped together and cocooned on there.
Prickly pears, they're actually not supposed to be here. Hey, but there is a fruit coming out, am I right? Yeah. These fruits you actually can eat. They are quite tasty, but they have little tiny, how do you call them, kernels? What?
Oh, there's some hairs on the outside. You've got to pull them.
That's also, but
You
when
don't
you...
want to pick a thing, because you pick it and your fingers are full of these fine, fine hairs that itch for days and days and days after.
It's like handling fiberglass.
There's another one that's just, yeah, same direction, so just 2. One on this side, one on that side.
Well, then
Honey
maybe...
badgers, I think.
Honey badger.
So we're thinking this might be a honey badger because of the back pads that you see here. Maybe this one might be a bit more clear. Usually porcupine and honey badger can get quite confusing, but what I do is I always look at the claws, because honey badgers have such long claws that usually you'll see the claw marks quite further up from where the toes are here, whereas a porcupine is a lot closer.
And the porcupines, they're dragging their quills quite often, and I don't see any stripes on the ground here. So actually I would go...
Actually, here, look. All here.
There you go.
So it's porcupine.
It is
There you
porcupine.
go.
That gives
We
it
got
away.
it.
What's the question?
Steenbok track or a Sharps Gracebok track? I'm thinking maybe Sharps Gracebok because I think a Steenbok's track is a little bit sharper, like a little bit more pointy. But I might be wrong. I would have put my money on a honey badger over there and it turned out to be a porcupine.
That's a bush.
Ah, there you go. Yes.
The Steenbok is very pointy,
pointy.
and 4 centimeters, which is almost like that. And the Sharps Gracebok, much rounded, 2 centimeters, 2.5 centimeters. Let's check that one. Remember he's registering here, huh? So that he's actually registering. That's maybe a better one. Is there size here? It's about 2.5, eh?
Very
Yeah.
small. So, Sharps Gracebok.
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Baboon spider hole, yeah.
They're my favorite ones. Where? There's one.
That's a big baboon spider.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a little one. This is a big one.
And I don't want to stand here when that thing comes out. Okay, I'll show you guys how it looks when they come out.
Because I don't like a knob. Still got scars from a knob. Yeah, they do tend to go for the bark of the knobthorn tree. And they're actually interested in the cambium layer. So quite often they just chew on the bark and yeah, some of it they'll swallow, some of it they'll spit out again. You can see the marks here from the tusks everywhere, even a little bit of sand or saliva or something on there. So he uses his tusks and then he breaks the bark off here and they just use the trunk to strip the bark off the tree like that.
And some of you might know knobthorns have nasty little thorns. That's why I called it "wanna get hurt." And this tree is completely ring barked, so it won't survive. Next year there won't be any more leaves. Yeah, this is much rounder than the guy before. So we think it's a duiker. And then we've got guinea fowl tracks next to it.
Lots of guinea fowls. Yeah.
And another cool track. That's the thing about walking. You walk 2 meters and you find something else. Anybody an idea what this could be? Let me show you.
It is black rhino.
See how it's been kicked open here.
I told you guys it's a shitty day today.
You see it now?
There, we found our rhino track.
It's the back of it. And the rest I'm going to fill in.
So it's the front toe, 2 side toes.
I was away for drawing.
Perfect. What side is he going? That way. He went
No,
there.
he was reversing.
So elephants walked through here. Yeah, you clearly see somebody was chewing
Anyway, it's
because we're standing here on a tamboti tree.
there's off on a 45 there.
There we go.
There's off on a
And
45.
this is what black rhinos like.
That's fresh. That would be from the guy that was, yeah. As
Yeah.
well.
Went
There's
through this
been
drainage
eating there.
line and
There's
we
the
found his
mountain
tracks
there.
over
There's
there.
a 45 over there.
Thank you. I think people can see it. There's this white latexy stuff just where James picked the leaf.
Which is highly, highly toxic. I don't want to get that on my finger and then rub it into my eye. It will blind me. And it seems like black rhino, they love everything that is deadly toxic for us, whether it's tamboti, as here, or euphorbia. They love it.
Okay, and here we arrived at the water hole. James and Matilda put a camera trap up here on the tree. It's missing? No way.
Oh no!
Elephant.
Yeah.
Just broken the plastic right off.
Oh yeah,
There it is.
evidence.
Straight out the other end.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's what they do
Or,
sometimes.
It's concrete over, and the very next elephant who came to skip over, put the concrete up and smashed them down. Yeah, well, we've got so many elephant visitors that this seems not to overflow. It sort of seems to balance out, if you know what I mean.
This must be the freshest water in the block there.
So we're checking around now for that lion kill James had here a couple days ago. We can't really see any remains. But quite often the lion eat a lot of the kill, and then hyenas and jackals come and they just clean everything up.
Is that hyenas then? It's so lion.
It's very white.
It's got lion food in there, then.
Yeah, when they ate a lot of bones it might be white too. No, difficult to say.
It's like part of the jaw of an impala. Still pretty fresh and
Yeah.
So there we
that
go.
would be it, huh?
We found some remains.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, so we're walking here on a proper highway. Carl just said highway to fresh water, and we'll see where it leads us. Found another piece of bone.
It's also fresh, huh? It's also fairly fresh and
Yeah.
but still stuck together in here.
And actually, Matt said there was a herd of impala
Poor little
around.
thing.
That's a very nice civet track.
Exactly, and it's interesting to see because we've got guinea fowl tracks below, which means the guys were probably running last night around or yesterday afternoon, late afternoon here, and then the civet
They were.
walked on
Probably
top.
yesterday afternoon,
And
having
then
a
they
drink
fly
before
up,
they
don't
roost,
they?
yeah.
Carl did see something interesting here.
Elephant directly, then indirectly, and then directly again. Does that make sense? So, right, elephant came here, broke off a piece of the bark. Alright? The borer beetles get in, they eat the core of this tree out. Come check here, the core is all hollow. Alright? All hollow inside here. The borer beetles, listen here, borers have eaten it all out.
Okay.
So then the elephant came here in summer, obviously, to come and shake this tree for marulas, because that's how they get the marulas to drop to the ground. They shake it, and then this thing just went and cracked over, and he went, "Oops, wasn't me," and he walked away. So you can see where the elephant originally took the bark off here.
Started
Um,
fixing itself.
And it started
It
to
started
repair
healing
itself.
itself, but still, you see where the little beetles have got in, the little borer beetles have got in there and eating the core of the tree out.
That's very cool.
That is very
Sometimes
cool.
you see like the core actually stuffed with grass and things like that. So
Used as a nest.
probably used as a nest at some point by squirrels or mostly by squirrels, I think, mice and
And that's why you do walks, because there you see stuff like this.
Yeah,
While
that's
you
the
drive,
same
you
drive.
just pass it.
I think we should maybe directly, indirectly, find somewhere to have some coffee.
Great idea. This is such a beautiful area here. Just walking into a drainage line where we saw the giraffe kill a couple of weeks ago. That was not too far away from here. Okay, where are we crossing? Where did he get the aloe from? Ended up in this drainage line.
garden that's washed down and flood and yeah.
I mean,
It's something that's been dumped in the
all
garden.
kinds of stuff here. Look.
Yeah, it all gets stuck here.
Yeah.
So you see, I'm not a kid anymore, so
Okay, yeah. But that's why you're drinking hot chocolate.
yeah. I never got to drink it when I was a kid.
It's not ground up. as much as.
Yeah,
with
but also lions don't really digest that bone. So you don't find like really fragments of bone in the hyena dung. Because the hyena's acid, stomach acid just actually breaks that bone
That's what I'm
down.
saying.
Yeah.
Here's more.
Hyena dung, yeah.
This is rounder, yeah. With this one I
it's
agree.
more pulverized.
Yeah, but the other one had so much more fur in.
Yeah, I think that other one is also lion dung.
Yeah.
So they follow each other from their scent. I'm trying to, I don't want to damage anything. If you cover up this bit here, usually they get a bit confused for a bit. And they don't know what to
Not
do.
on a Sunday morning.
No, they're on it today.
See, they
get a bit
confused now, like that's a pheromone. But once the first one goes through, then they all go. And now we're just buggering up the sun.
Little harvester ants.
How do you know that?
Well, look at all the rubbish. Look at all the rubbish here. It's like old bottles and stuff in here. You don't know how old these bottles could be.
Dump area.
There's an old dump that they've closed up here and then.
But still, can we take those bottles because they can cause fires with the sun?
Normally,
Does anybody want to tell me something about lichen?
it's a sign of a healthy atmosphere, i.e. not too much pollution in the air, because it won't grow otherwise. It's very sensitive to pollutants.
And it grows very, very slow. I think
Mm-hmm.
0.01 millimeter per year or something like
Yeah,
that.
and it's usually on the southern
Side of the rock,
of
like
a rock or a tree branch, etc., because it needs shade.
yes.
doesn't
And
like
since
the
we're in
sun.
the southern hemisphere,
Yeah, I have
It's
to
other
reverse.
way.
I have to turn around when I think of something like that.
I know it's the
Stand
same with
on-
me.
And stand on my head.
If you're trying to find your navigation with natural features, that will show you, if you're looking at lichen, that will show you that it's the north side of the rock. Is that what you said?
Well, that's the thing. We're in the southern hemisphere,
So it'd be
so it's the southern side of the
southern
rock
side, okay.
because the sun goes through north. In Europe, it goes through the south and is never to see in the north. Here, it's just other way around.
So like going in stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you think the termite mountain, those point to the north. And then buffalo weavers' nests are always on the west side of the tree, right?
Exactly, northwestern side because they love the sunset. They sit on the couch, enjoy their sundowners, and love to watch the
sundowner, yeah.
sunset.
No, just a question there. Is the mole Peter, that's the one with the white flowers, isn't it?
Yes, with the trumpets, white flowers. They usually grow on very fertile soils, but also sometimes in riverine areas.
Yeah, we got a lot by the Olifants here.
Yeah, that's small pitten.
Yeah.
Yeah, Afrikaans, small pitten, crazy pits, because you get hallucinations when you eat them.
Yeah, I believe it's nasty
Yeah, you can die of
hallucinations.
them.
Yeah.
Don't eat them.
We just pulling the friend card here because we were not sure about it. And since Robin didn't join us today, sitting at home and working hard, we actually thought we just ask him.
We're out walking, drinking, carrying on here. It's fantastic, eh?
Self-flagellating. Thank
So,
you very much.
thank you guys for joining.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Great.
We survived and we are back home and somebody is waiting for us. And I know somebody else is still in bed and also waiting. Oh, I knew somebody is waiting for us. Very lazy in the sun.